Synch is effectively a robot analyst for the fixed income professional. What we were looking for, if you'd have asked me at the very start of the process, was a bunch of guys that could tap on a keyboard and code our vision. When you start getting into the broader process, you suddenly realize that coding is one of the functions that is required to develop the product. And so when you start getting into what are the other things you need a project management or a product management team who can sit there and start to translate the vision in order for you to then be able to have people who work on the coding front to then code the system. And then you need to do the quality testing, and you need to do the stretch, pull, break, fix, pull it back together again. You also need to have some level of challenge thrown at you in terms of vision over here and reality over here, in terms of just, is it feasible? Is it doable? Does that button exist? Can it be done? All of these narrows the field down very quickly when you start doing your research on potential development partners, because you very quickly whittle it down to, yes, they have some sector experience. Yes, they have this kind of coding experience. Yes, they have this kind of tech stack. And as you come further and further down into the funnel, you then end up with a very small group of people that you can go and actually speak to. And when you start speaking to them, that's when you start tying back to the cultural fit, the alignment. Do they challenge me in the right way? Do they have the ability to drag my idea in the right direction, or actually flip it the other way and say, do you know what? You see this. Have you thought about this? And that loops back in terms of, actually, that's an optimization before we've coded it. That's a better way of doing things. That allows us to layer another element to the product without having to go backwards to go forwards. All of these things come because you work with a development partner who's done this before, who's seen these challenges, is able to project forward enough for you to then be able to actually start making the right decisions before you get to those different paths in the road. And that was key for us. Our relationship with Altar is a resounding success as far as we're concerned. The reason being twofold. One, we're a satisfied customer in terms of the way that we've experienced the entirety of this process. And bear in mind, within our founder team, we have people that have been engaged in this space for decades. So we're not fresh to this. But most importantly, the test is the other side of it, which is that in terms of the product itself, we've had nothing but positive feedback from anybody that's touched it, whether that was our earliest beta testers right the way through to the commercial evaluations we're doing with some of the biggest players in the market. So yeah, I'd say it's a resounding success. The biggest thing is the culture of the team that we work with. At no point do we feel that this is a customer relationship. What we feel is we have an extension of who we are. So whether that's me reaching out to the marketing team on the one day, talking to the development team on the next day, talking with product management every other hour, as the case sometimes is, that's the relationship that we have. We might as well be sharing the same office space. That's a key differentiator for us, because it means that they're taking our process as seriously as we're taking the process. That gives us then confidence that the output is to the standards that we need it to be, which gives us confidence to sell a product which is, we think, at the right level for our customer base.